This is the draft that I think no matter what happens, the New York Jets are walking away with a franchise center.
Inside, and a beauty! Hall running free! Brees Hall inside the 10! He's gonna score!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and you heard me right. We as Jets fans and a fan base have been clamoring and begging and pleading and wanting a center for ever since we lost Mangold. We have been looking for his heir apparent. A couple of years ago, Jets fans fell in love with Creed Humphrey, and seeing how good he is for Kansas City absolutely bums me out. Last year, a ton of Jets fans fell in love with Tyler Linderbaum, and that didn't work out, and he's now in Baltimore, and he's doing well there. And it seems like another year where Jets fans are falling in love with a center prospect, only to probably be disappointed because he's not going to be there when we're going to pick. And here's the caveat. I think this is the draft that no matter what happens, we're going to walk away with a center. That's it. This class has 4 guys that are really high-level centers that can play the position immediately from day one, and that are all going to be taken probably by the end of the second round. That means that the likelihood of one of these 4 guys falling to the New York Jets is insanely high. And you might know the 4 guys that I'm talking about. If the Jets do what everybody in the fan base wants us to do, which is trade out of 13 into the late 20s, I would not be surprised if the Jets took a guy like John Michael Schmitz, the center out of Minnesota, in the first round. I wouldn't be surprised. He's that good. Now, what happens if John Michael Schmitz gets taken before the Jets? What happens if Broderick Jones is the pick at 13 because Joe Douglas falls in love with him as a tackle, and we're going to have to stick and pick at 42 or 43, whichever one of the picks we still have after the Aaron Rodgers trade? Well, Joe Tippmann, amongst a lot of evaluators, is the second best center in the class. There's a good chance that he's there. Now, let's say he's not. Let's say the Houston Texans take him. Well, you just pivot. Go get Luke Whippler, the center, also a Jets fan, and you can go get him. Oh, but what if he's not available? Well, there's still Steve Avila. There are 4 really high-level center prospects in this class that New York Jets fans should fall in love with, no matter which one we take. Any one of these 4 guys has the potential to be our franchise center for the next decade plus. And while, yes, we're all falling in love with the idea of John Michael Schmitz or Luke Whippler because John Michael Schmitz is the best center in the class, or Luke Whippler is a Jets fan, walking away with a guy like Joe Tippmann or Steve Avila would absolutely still be home runs at the position and solidify the position for the next 10 to 15 years. I think we're not going to have to wait any longer. I think Joe Douglas understands the importance of drafting in the trenches, and in the last few years, he's focused on the more important positions on the offensive line, tackle and guard. It seems like we're going to be okay at tackle and guard, assuming you take somebody at 13. If that's the case, it's time to go get our center of the future. Bring me one of these 4 guys, Joe Douglas, and make this fan base, bring this fan base our Mangold heir. I want to buy a center jersey, and I want to love my center again. Make it happen. And last but not least, go Jets.